Hello, welcome back to another episode. We're back with the Vulcan, the new tool one from Airfix. Today we're going to be looking at doing these fiddly little engine nozzles at the back here. These they look really simple, but they're a multi-stage, multi-part set. Um, they don't go together quite as easy as they look. So let's get to it. So here we go. You're going to need a few little different bits and pieces here. A fairly decent sander. You're going to need a 1mm drill. You are going to need obviously some tets. You may require a scriber to help you put in some panel lines if they go missing. You're going to need your instructions obviously, and you're going to need to pay careful attention to what you're doing and look at the instructions carefully, because they look a bit odd when they're going together, and I had one point when I'd done the first side where they just didn't look right, but they were. So let's get to it. I've already done one half of this side just to save on time. So you're mainly using sprue, I believe, is it E? Sprue E? Yep, frame E, it's called to now. So let's get to it. So for this side, just for the record, I am going through steps. Let me make sure I've done that, done that. So you're following on from step 66. I've done half of step 66. So I've put E7 onto E3. There we go. Right. So now we want part E6, which I already had out. I've cut the notches off. You're going to need to sand down just where the residue from the frame, because working on such a tiny scale, well, when I say tiny, I mean it's quite big really, but they're so close fitting that the tiniest of protrusions are going to cause problems later on. Right, so there we go, that's on. And then it's a case of following the directions and just attaching that the way it needs to go, the correct way, and we just drop that in there like so. Get it roughly in position. And let's get some glue in there. And a bit down there. And just a little bit there. Right. Little bit of pressure, make sure it sits in flush. You don't need it popping out. I had that happen earlier as well with the other set. I glued one in, I left it, I came back, and it had it'd gone slightly wrong. So what I mean to so when I say it looks kind of funny, when you're looking from above, if I can get that to focus in right there, I don't know if you can see that it just looks a bit, the angles look a bit off, but I can assure you that's right. So there we go. Let's just get that back. Right, so that's that one done. So we're going to need to let that dry off a minute, and we'll get our next couple of parts ready. You do have a jig that you can use for that part, and you basically just sit that in the recesses there, and then that will make sure that your pieces are lined up correctly, because they do need to line up correctly. Once they're in, you've then got to put these. Now these were some of the nastiest bits. So you need, now I recommend doing these one piece at a time, so you don't get the numbers mixed up. So we need E14 and E15. Well, E14 had actually fallen off the sprue, so I'm just going to cut E14 off. I've got E15 out already. So at this stage, once everything's dry, you can take your sprue off, your jig off, and just line it up as it is in the picture. You've got 2 dots on this, on the, which would be my left hand side, and 3 dots on my right hand side. So we're dealing with the right hand side first, and we're going with E14. The panel line at the back is going towards the back, and then this just sits and matches up, should match up with the funnels on the inside of the exhaust, the jet exhaust. Now this is where it becomes a bit tricky, because it slips and slides until you can get it into the right position. So apologies if my head comes into view. Right. Sausage fingers. There we go. Need the glue ready for this one. Let's get a dot in there, and then just pop that onto there like that, so that you have a nice join on the panel line, and it goes all the way around like so. Then we've got a little burr there, which fortunately is not in way of the glue line. So with this one, I'm going to glue this side on, and then I'm going to take care of that little burr there. It's not on the face, so I don't have to worry about it there. And again, we just come in, same again. Come on, there you go. Let's get some glue in there, so at least it starts to now then, you will find at one point you're going to need the jig again, because otherwise it will not line up properly at both ends, which is really frustrating. And that jig will help you to keep it. The last one I tried to do without, and I can tell you that I got the line lined up here, but then it didn't match over here, so then I came and matched it up here and it didn't match over there, so I give in and use the tool, that the jig that Airfix made, and that's obviously why they made it. Alright, you will see there's a little gap left. On mine there is. There was on both of mine, to be honest. Just there, and I don't know. I just couldn't push it together without sort of separating it. It's not the burr, because look, I can push it together. I can push it together. Where are we? There. Pushes together nicely, but at the same time it slightly moves that off center then. Just a little bit. So once we've sanded them burrs off, which are not a big issue, they will there we go. I could put a little bit of let's just see, it's moved all of that now out. Come on, just go in there for me. Right, you're not going to see this bit. Oh, when it yeah, once it's in its enclosure, you're not going to see that. So then we need, then we come to the other side, which is E 17, 18, is it? 16? No, that's that. No, E12 and E13. I got the numbers the wrong way around. I apologise for that. I'd just done step 69. I should have done 68 first. But so let's do 12. '13. And just so we know, we'll put number 12 first on the board and number 13 second. It's interesting. That has 3S written on it. I'm not sure what that is. 3P. 3S, 3P. I do not know what that means. Anyone can put in the comments, that would be helpful. Number 12. Yeah, they're labelled on the manual like that as well. Jig to accurately align plant. Yeah. Right. So this is oh dear. Don't worry if you get some damage. I had one or two, I think it might have been two of these that got damaged on taking them off the frame. Literally tiny little corner of that can be rectified with some filler. There we go. And then we're going to put this one in. There we go. Let's get that in there. Actually, I find the jig doesn't help much until you've got them roughly in place. Once that is done and accomplished, then you're good to jig, or not. So let's pop that in there if we could. Maybe come on, there we go. Right, there we go. So that's those. Bear in mind that I would normally give this a little bit longer, probably take a bit more time just to do. I'm just re-gluing that a little bit there just to fill that seam in. Yeah, I'd definitely take a little bit more time over this than just doing it as quick as I can on this video. Right, so with that done, you're then looking to put E16, E35 together, which is this, and this has so many sprue gates on it, which are handy for holding it for painting, and note the numbers on the back of the turbo fans. They will help you guide those into place. Take all these off. Always double check when you're taking these off. Make sure you don't take off something you're not supposed to. Number 4 and number 3. Oh, that flew off at the speed of sound. Then we need a decent, what have I done with the sanders? There they are. Come on. Yeah, there we go, right. Let's just clean these up. Yep. And off the side. Da, 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 da. And there. Lovely job. Just have a look at this. Very important to clear any raised areas away from this one, because they will interfere with the fitting of the devices and areas. So now then, as we look at this the right way, we want it that way as it is in the manual, and we want number 4 going into there. Number 4 going into the left hand side, my left, and then we're gonna, let's just get there. There we go. Let's just make sure that fits in nice and snug. Superb. Right. Now then I do believe there's 2 more bits that need doing. This is a bit of a pain because I've lost my micro drills, so unfortunately at the moment I've only got this, which is a little bit over 1 millimeter, and you've got 2 notches that need to be drilled out on either side. Now this is dreadfully slow, so I'm going to come back and do that bit later when I can find my proper drill bits, because this is no good. It's not working well, so I will finish that later. But for now, let us get this onto here, so they just slot in. Oh, we must have missed this when we were cleaning the piece down after we took it off the sprue. We missed a bit of a gate there. Right, there we go. We got any more? Don't think so. No. Right. Let's start again. Get that back on there. Let's get some there, and there we go. Get a bit of sanding over that shortly. And then let's get that in there. There we go. And then this goes on to here. Am I getting it the right way? Yep. So that is going to go onto there, and that will glue down. Just seeing. Just checking where those. Right. Yeah. So they just literally glue on, and on the underneath there. I'm not gluing them on at present because of I've got that hole to drill, which I'm going to do, but it should look something like that when you're finished. Let's get that on the other camera, and we put the nose together as well, which is very simple. It's just two parts and a little bit that you glue on there. That's very simple, and that will go on. Not sure which way at this moment. Looks like I haven't. Oh, probably that way. Yeah. Kind of goes on like that. So, can we zoom out? There we go. Looking good. Slowly getting there. And that's where we're up to at the moment on the Vulcan. Obviously we've done a bit of sanding and filling down here just to sort those out. Done a little bit around the wing points there. We still have the we've filled the intakes, the seam lines down there that they need sanding now, and the same needs doing there, and then they're going to need repainting. But yeah, everything's going okay now. So just thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time when we carry on with the Vulcan, and get a little bit further towards completion. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you all soon.